Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boy Anthony Greenfield, and we are back for another episode of Antarchy. Yeah, that's right. Antarchy is back for another episode, and y'all, I got something I want to tell you. My Patriots fumbled the bag this weekend, and that's right. That's what we talk about today. We talk about the NFL. We talk about a lot of things here about Anarchy, but I feel like I have to talk about the NFL a lot because I love the NFL with a passion. So let me tell you, if you have been sleeping under a rock for the last 48 hours, the Patriots just lost at home in our throwback unis to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We lost to Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Achilles. We lost to DK Metcalf. We lost to Calvin Austin. We lost to the O-line full of kindergartners, and we let them win. And I actually want to sit here and say, Ramondre Stevenson, if you're hearing this, your time in New England is short. Get your ball security straight, or you are gone. Put Travion Henderson in the game, and let's go win some football games. Because if we go back into Foxborough next week and we lose to Carolina, boy, I'll be upset. I would be sick. I would be sick if we lose to Carolina the way we just lost to the Steelers. That game was winnable. Turnovers every down, every time I see it. And I mean, we are driving the field. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. But when I say we are driving the field on the Steelers, and every time I turn around, it's a fumble, fourth down punt, fourth down conversion. Like, what are we doing? Josh McDaniel was in the lab cooking with the offense. Then when we get in the red zone, we don't know what to do. We just forget about it. So you know what? He's been sitting really patiently, just me ripping into his Steelers. But today, I have a special guest with me, and he is one of my longtime friends, forever friends. He's my greatest college roommate, my greatest college friend, and it's great to have him back on the show. Welcome, Brian. The Steelers fan, I guess. I mean, I don't know what else to say about you. Because I'm gonna say right now, y'all suck. I don't care. Y'all suck. I don't care what you say. Y'all suck. I was so hard, bro. I will die on that hill. We're putting BTA to y'all if Stevenson doesn't fumble.
Well, the Patriots already died on that hill, so they did it for you.
Don't
worry. They did it for you. Oh, man.
So, Brian,
can
you give the people at home and whoever watching this video, can you give them your synopsis of the game? What did you like? What didn't you like? What is something that you think you could have done better? You know, talk to me.
All right. Man, it's a great victory. It's a great victory Monday, isn't it? It's just an amazing.
Boo, you suck.
Don't be mad you can't participate. Anyway, we don't give participation trophies on Victory Monday. You got to win to get in. But in terms of the game from a
we tripped on ourselves. That's the only reason you won. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be quiet.
How you gonna ask me a question then cut me off when I'm answering? That's like you arguing with your girlfriend.
Did you know the Dolphins are 0-3?
Now back to my analogy.
Go ahead, Brian.
That's like you arguing with your girlfriend. She'd be like, well, I feel this way about this. And then you explain it to her and she cut you off the whole time.
Why did you compare me to a woman? All right, Brian, you got it.
That was a bad analogy. By the way, me and Anna are just, never mind. Anyway, the game from a Steelers fan's perspective. This game was proof that the Steelers offense is very stagnant. We got off to a quick start. We got off to one of the best starts I've seen all season.
This show is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
What? Anyway, he just don't want me to talk because he know. Anyway, we get off to a great start. You know, Kenneth Gainwell touchdown. I'm like, yeah, let's go. DK Metcalf touchdown, 14-0. This is the problem, though. After that, our offense dragged. We got a bunch of turnovers. And in the third quarter, it was like 2, maybe 3 minutes left in the third quarter. New England had like 150 yards of offense. We had 20. And New England was cooking us until they got inside the 30. And then Ramondre Stevenson, I guess he got a cold or something because he kept on coughing up the football. And I was loving every minute of it. And then they're like, man, this guy's horrible. But you know what? We got a plan. We got a plan. We got a plan named Antonio Gibson. Not to be mistaken with Gibby off of iCarly because he runs like him. But anyway, he comes in and he gets the ball. And then Jabril Peppers, who used to give me headaches because he was on the Browns. Then he went to the Patriots, and now we have him. And Jabril was like, wait a minute. You cut me, Patriots. I will cut this ball from y'all's hands. And he punched it out. But then Henderson came in, and I was scared. I'm going to lie to you. Henderson, man, that cat's good. But I'll tell you this, and then I'll let Ant get back. There were many unsung heroes in that game. One was Calvin Austin. But I think the two other ones were Cole Holcomb coming back from that devastating injury and Brandon Echols, former cornerback for the New York Jets. If he don't get that pick, we lose the game. But Drake May, he was feeling extra generous and gave TJ Watt his first 2 sacks of his mega contract. And then Nick Herbig came in and, you know, Deron Harmon and all of them. He was just feeling so generous. And this is why it's a wonderful Victory Monday, because who doesn't like getting, especially when you get 5 turnovers for free in the throwback unis on the home field? That doesn't seem very patriotic to me, Ant, but please continue.
You done?
Well, that depends. Are you?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, Doc. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Say smart?
The same way how you had unsung heroes, the Patriots had unsung heroes on Sunday. Listen, I was at work like 75% of the game, so I didn't really see much of it, but I saw from the last drive of the first half. So, like, I think the last three plays of the first half, I had it. But after that, I kind of just went in and out because I went back to coaching. So what it is, I saw the last play when Drake May threw that interception. Okay, that part I saw that part, and I'm like, if he just lost it up a little bit more, then we got a touchdown. It's tie game going in the half. It is what it is, right? But I think after when we came out of the half, when Robert Spillane got that pick, when he got the interception, he set us up. And I mean, he gave us the prettiest play. Robert Spillane literally went up to the Patriots offense and said, hey, go score points. Drake May was like, bet. Stevenson was like, you know what? I gotta bet on the game. I bet that the Patriots would lose by 7. So Stevenson over here putting FanDuel bets against his own team, and he fumbled the ball at the 1-yard line. Oof. I'm not gonna say who, but people, man, it's just as a running back, your main commodity is holding on to the football. You literally have somebody who hasn't fumbled in the entirety of his 686 snaps in college. You have somebody who you drafted in the 2nd round from Ohio State who hasn't fumbled his entire college career, and you don't put him in the game. At this point, I don't know if is it a personnel problem? Does Josh McDaniels got something with Travion Henderson? I don't know. But again, my unsung hero for that game was Milton Williams. Again, he's just terrorizing the middle, which I love. Kevlon Chisholm, he's been getting the Rodgers, getting in his face, throwing off his timing, which was impeccable. And excuse me, I think another unsung hero from that game was, I would say, Will Campbell. For the snaps that I saw, Will Campbell kind of held his own against TJ Watt, not including when he was on the other side against Morgan Moses. But when TJ Watt was on Will Campbell's side, that boy ain't allowed no sacks. Nothing.
Because he helped crazy, but anyway.
Yeah, he's healthy. You know what I'm saying? You know,
that's not what I said.
Say all these. You want to put all these asterisks and all these commodities in there, but our rookie left tackle just stopped what, a 4-time All-Pro? Get good.
First of all, he was blocking Nick. He was blocking Nick Herbig.
Get good, bud.
Facts, bro.
Get good. Get good, bud. Facts, you're suck. You're terrible. A 4-time All-Pro just got stopped by a line by a rookie left tackle, bro. Get good. Get good at the game.
Hey, look, watch Travion Henderson highlight from college and tell me that. Anyway, while we're sitting here and we are reminiscing about the Patriots game.
And the Steelers have it. Circling is Darius Slay. Trying to cut back, and Slay is wrapped up at the 45. Turnover early by the Pats. And it carries over into 2025. Cole Holcomb.
If we're being honest, hey, fans at home, if we're being honest, the Steelers fans can have today, but I'm going to sleep peacefully at night knowing that there will be a first-round exit every year. I'll sleep peacefully at night knowing that fact.
That's fine.
And they'll always say, TJ Watt's going to get the Super Bowl. Yeah, okay.
Because guess what, Ant? I'm going to sleep even better knowing that we actually made the playoffs instead of y'all. Y'all lose from the couch at your house.
That's okay. I'm not saying we're a perfectly built team. We're still rebuilding.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, we're still rebuilding. How long have y'all been rebuilding? Y'all been rebuilding for like 6 years, right? And y'all been in the same place for the last 6 years, right?
No.
I mean, the farthest y'all made was like what, first round?
You never rebuild for Steelers.
I mean, y'all might as well rebuild because y'all got Father Time as your quarterback, and y'all got somebody as your wide receiver one who, you know, he's a solid wide receiver one. He's pretty good. It's pretty great.
I'm sorry. Is that why the Patriots wanted him so bad?
I mean, yeah, of course. But, you know, not everybody wants to play in the cold. Not everybody wants to play in the cold. I mean, be honest. Would you play football in the cold? Ask yourself that. Would you play football in the cold?
We did it at college all the time.
So you would play with New England? Come on now. Step in the footsteps of Tom Brady. That's your footsteps. But
you said what?
Anyway,
it's time for Renegade.
I am not talking to no more Steelers fans. Get off the air, dog. I'm not talking to no more Steelers fans. I'm tired of y'all. Okay. So now shut up. So we already talked about the Patriots and Steelers recap. Hey, GG to the Steelers. So proud of y'all. I think y'all play the Dolphins next. And no, because the Dolphins have the Jets on Monday night. Who do y'all play next? The Browns?
We play the Vikings next.
The Vikings.
Vikings.
Okay. All right. So y'all play the Vikings next.
Yeah, we're cooked.
We have Carolina, and we have Carolina in Foxborough. After Carolina just put that 30 to donut to the Falcons, I don't know. That's just straight bun. I'm not gonna say nothing because anything can happen any given Sunday. Anything can happen. All right. But I will say that tonight is the Ravens and the Lions. And my prediction for that game, if I want to predict the score, I don't think it's going to be an offensive shootout. But I think the score will be 28-24. I think the Lions take it. But I think Lamar throws for 2 and he runs in for 1.
Interesting.
And then Derrick Henry, I'll give Derrick Henry like maybe 95 yards rushing. No more than 110 though. So I'll say 100 yards rushing. I'll give him that. So Brian, what are your predictions for tonight's Monday night game?
The bias in me says Detroit's going to cook. However, watching Detroit, especially going back to week 1 and how they struggled mightily against Josh Jacobs, I don't see Detroit winning this game. I think it's definitely going to be closer than the last time. The Ravens aren't going to beat them like 49-6 this time. But my bias prediction is Lions win 26-24. My have to put the hatred for the Ravens aside prediction. Ravens fans enjoy this because it's never going to happen again unless y'all play the worst team in the league. I say Ravens win 27-24.
Now, a part of me wants to believe in the Ravens, but there's always a stigma going around that the Ravens will be up by 35 with like 2 minutes left in the game and they'll still somehow lose that game.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not saying they're not going to win. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it's like, can Lamar finish? Like, can he actually finish a lot of games? Because even in week 1 with the Bills, we all saw it. They were up 25-41, I think. No. They were up 25-40, I think before the fourth quarter. They were up by 2 touchdowns. And they were controlling that entire game in Buffalo, by the way. They were in Buffalo controlling it the whole time. And then once it got down the stretch, they just fumbled it. I don't know what it is with Baltimore in the first game of the season, but they'll always be up by like 20 and then somehow blow it. But I still think the Lions come out with this one. It may be close. I think the Lions will take this one.
Okay.
So now with a small segment I want to do, I want to talk about the winners and the losers. So with that being said, in both sides of the winners and losers, there's both 6 teams. There are both 6 teams that either never had or don't have a loss or don't have a win. And let's start with the losers. With those winless teams, we have the Texans, the Giants, the Dolphins, the Saints, the Jets, and I forgot the 6th one.
The Titans.
The Titans. There it is. The Giants, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Saints, the Texans, and the Titans. Those are the 6 losers. Now, I looked at the schedule earlier. The Dolphins and the Jets, they both play each other next week. So that could be one. The Saints play the Bills. That's already BTA. We're not talking about that one. But the Texans play the Titans. So there's going to be 2 matches this week that's going to end up in somebody getting their first win. So which one do you think is going to be more exciting to watch, and who do you want to win?
Okay. Hang on, I'm pulling up the games now. My phone's loading slow. The game that I think is going to be most exciting to watch is going to have to be that Texans and Titans game. Division rivalry. Now, obviously, anything can happen. We've seen teams rebound from rough starts before. However, this isn't 2014 anymore. Like, you start 0-4, it could really be a problem. And I think it's really going to come down to CJ Stroud having to prove himself. For so far in his career, he really hasn't been in a situation where he's had to, like, dig his team out. Like, his rookie year, he was sensational. They were winning games. They were getting all these game-winning touchdowns. Last year, sophomore slump. That, because I caught some of the bonus coverage. That CJ Stroud I saw against Jacksonville was trash. I'm like, bro, what happened? But then you got Tennessee, and it's like Bryce Callahan, whatever. Callahan, he is a terrible coach, but there's potential there. Tennessee, yeah, they bombed against Indianapolis. But there were a lot of positives they could have pulled out of that Denver game. So it really comes down to who's going to finish. And for me, at some point, Houston got to get over the hump. I'm going with Houston to beat the Tennessee Titans, get their first one of the year.
That's a good prediction because I solely believe in you. Because I think the Texans should win that game too. Now, don't get me wrong. I love what Cam Ward is doing in Tennessee, but he's getting put a lot on his shoulders only for a rookie QB. He's the first overall pick of this year's draft. And Cam Ward is he's not doing bad. From the games that I saw, he didn't play that bad against Denver. When they played Denver, I think 2 weeks ago, he didn't play that bad. I think what it was is his receivers sold him. I don't think Cam Ward is the issue. I think his receivers aren't used to getting a ball delivered on time the way that he does it.
Right.
If they just work with Cam Ward a little bit more and they have a little bit more connection, I think that Cam Ward in Tennessee, that can ramp up by the end of the season. I don't think it's going to take a full season for them to like start winning games. I give them maybe to like week 6, but still, I think the Texans win this one because they want it more. The Titans are still trying to figure out who they are. They're trying to figure out how they want to use Cam Ward, and the receivers are still getting used to how Cam Ward delivers the football. They act like they haven't had a good quarterback in years, and they haven't. But Calvin Ridley, that boy played with Kirk Cousins. That boy played with. He didn't play with Penix. Ridley played with Ryan Tannehill. He played with Will Levis, and Calvin Ridley played for a lot of other quarterbacks. But I don't think any of those quarterbacks can deliver the football to him the same way that Cam Ward does. Like dead in his chest, in stride. Will Levis is almost throwing off platform just to even get it in his vicinity. Like he has to actually go and get it. Like imagine you're running your route and you're running like a 10 and in. And like your quarterback is throwing like a fastball right to your chest and you got to catch it like this. You're not used to this. You're used to the ball either being over your head or maybe being a little low or you know what I'm saying? Cam Ward delivers that football to him. But I still think that the Texans are going to win this one out. Now, let's talk about the winners. The teams without a loss yet. The undefeated teams in the so far in the season, we have the Chargers, the Niners, the Bills, the Eagles, the Colts, and the Bucks. Those 6 teams are undefeated so far. Who do you think will be the first team to get a loss? And who is your biggest surprise? I already know my biggest surprise because no one saw this coming.
Well, in terms of the biggest surprise, the obvious answer has got to be the Colts.
Obviously, who said Daniel Jones will come in and be 3-0?
Well,
but y'all sleep on Danny Dimes.
A lot of times, I feel like one of the main problems Jones had in New York was the system. Because that one year when Barkley was healthy and they made the playoffs, I mean, he ain't do nothing. But it's really like, look at Daniel Jones when he had Saquon Barkley versus when he didn't. God forbid, because I never pray that a player gets injured. But I'm just saying, if Jonathan Taylor were to miss time like he has the last few seasons, I guarantee you we'd see a different Daniel Jones. Because a lot of his play style is to accommodate star running backs. Now, in terms of who is losing, well, the Eagles and Bucks play each other. So
yeah, so that's got to be an answer.
Yeah, well, in that case, it would be the Bucks. But for me, losing first, it's got to be the Colts. That Rams team, yes, they blew a lead. Yes, they did. But that's a really tall task to ask them to beat a team that, I'm going to tell you the truth, I think could make another deep playoff run. I think if the Rams really piece this thing together, they could be in the NFC Championship.
Mm-hmm.
They're just that good. Now, the Niners, they're about to lose, not because it's Jacksonville, but because literally Nick Bosa tore his ACL. He's out for the season. Brock Purdy, not playing. It's only a matter of time before McCaffrey gets hurt, the way he's been getting hit and tackled and all that stuff. But in terms of who's losing this weekend, first team to get a loss, for me, it's the Colts or the Niners.
Now, this is where I step in. I think the first team with a loss, obviously with logically, I think it's going to be the Bucks. Now, not to say that Mike Evans is the entire receiving core. They still have Emeka Mbuka. That boy is a route-making god. And then they have Chris Godwin. They still have a 1-2 punch at the receiver in Tampa. Then they still have Bucky Irvin. They still have that, but beating the national champs. If the Rams couldn't do it, now, mind you, the Rams had Devontae Adams. I don't think the Rams had Puka Nacua in that game. I think he's still injured. But by far, your top number one receiver he's injured. He's gone for almost 2.5 months. And Puka could play that wide receiver one role. He could. Because he played that role in Ohio State for like a season or two. Well, at least before Smith got there. But I think Tampa's going to struggle with Philly, but they're in Tampa. So I think Philly's going to march up in there, get that dub, and get on with their lives. I think the Bucs going to take their first loss, and I think this Danny Dimes magic continues for like 2 more weeks. I don't know who they play. Who?
You really think the Colts are going to beat the Rams?
I think they could.
I didn't say did you think they could. That's not what I asked. Do you think that the Colts are going to beat the Rams?
Ready? Watch this. I think they can. Anyway, honestly, I think they could. I think they could beat them, and I say I think they can because of this. Even with Danny Dimes having Jonathan Taylor, think about who he has as receiver, right?
No,
he has Michael Pittman. He has Adonai Mitchell. He has Alec Pierce. I still think he's over there.
Mm-hmm.
He
got Josh Downs too.
And then and he has Josh Downs. And his tight end was the best tight end in this draft, Tyler Warren. Danny Dimes has.
I forgot about Warren.
Weapons. That boy got some weapons over there in Indy. It just matters. Like, can they handle Jared Verse?
Yeah,
because Jared Verse did a workout with Aaron Donald, and he's about to have a game-breaking season. So I still say I think the Colts can pull this one out, but I don't think the Rams have enough mojo in them to to beat the Colts. I think the Colts can still keep this momentum going, but I don't think it's going to last long. I think it's one of those stories to where first 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks in the season, a team is going on fire. Then they have one bad loss, and then everything starts fumbling.
Yeah.
They'll either lose off of a missed call, they'll lose off of a bogus PI, they'll lose off of a missed field goal or interception or something. Something will happen, but I think the Colts will keep this going for about 2 to 3 more weeks.
Okay, I could see it, especially the way their defense is playing. I could see it.
Yeah, the Colts defense has been not lights out, but they've been playing pretty solid, pretty locked down. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they've been getting the job done.
Exactly. They're 3-0. They're getting the job done. They're getting their offense off the field. The offense is getting on and scoring. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, I appreciate you, my boy, for coming on for today's episode of Antarchy. I've been wanting to talk about the NFL for a minute, but I've been working my 2 jobs, and then this Charlie Kirk situation, which if you didn't see that video, it was my previous video that I made on my YouTube. I gave my full opinion on this whole Charlie Kirk situation and what I thought of it. So remember, I didn't side with him. I didn't say I agreed. I'm just saying that the way that he died was wrong. But hey, I digress. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Antarchy. You've all been great. Please make sure I'm having my Antarchies moved to Mondays now instead of Sundays. Okay, so the times for the Antarchy will be Mondays at 8:30. I may change it because I'm gonna start playing in a flag football league, and I gotta get down the times of when it is. So it's either gonna be 7 or 8:30. But I'm gonna talk to my producer and we'll get that over the way. And other than that, Everybody stay blessed, stay passionate, and stay positive, guys. I'll see you later. Whoop.